Hi, this is Joe again with another movie review. And since I have previously reviewed, stupid chair here, since I have already reviewed uh, Jurassic Park and a new movie, uh, Jurassic World is first coming out, I figured I'd do a review of the second movie in the series. I haven't done, for some reason, I never did the second movie or the third one. Uh, that's the first one, and I did the ninth. This is going to get annoying to the whole thing. I'm going to do the second movie, uh, which came out in 1997, based on the 1995. It was the 95 novel, which is the 1995 novel, uh, The Lost World. Now, of course, the movie was subtitled The Lost World Jurassic Park. And unlike the original Jurassic Park, there's about a bunch of stuff in this thing that was rechanged for the movie version. Like, for example, like I mentioned in my Jurassic Park review, the John Hammond character in the novel, those of you who haven't read the novel, spoiler, the John Hammond character was played by Richard Attenborough in the movie. He gets eaten up by the T-Rex was on the island. But of course, in the movie, he lives, and it's not fewer people who got killed in the original novel than in the movie. I mean, the only one to believe who was killed was Mr. Arnold, the Samuel Jackson character, and um, I forgot, and the Wayne Knight character, Nedry. They're the only two who actually were killed. Everyone else lived in the original novel, um, except for Hammond. Hammond was also killed, but in the movie they had a lot more kills in the movie. In the book, it's almost the same thing. Well, in the book, it takes place 6 years. When the novel takes place 6 years after the events in the original novel Jurassic Park, and of course, it takes place more with Ian Malcolm's character and his girlfriend Sarah, who in the movie was played by Julia Moore, who was pretty much unknown at the time. And what Ian Malcolm was asked to do by InGen, which was coming behind Jurassic Park. They asked Ian Malcolm to go to this other island, which they had the dinosaurs in. Jurassic Park would be like the main thing, but there was this other island which InGen leased from the Costa Rican government to have physically grow the dinosaurs there. And so, and because no one was in the survey, they evacuated everybody in the 6 years between Jurassic Park and The Lost World. They like to check on these animals. And so why should I do that? Well, because your girlfriend is the lead researcher on this thing. Oh boy. So he's pretty much forced to go back in there. And Ian Malcolm, well, at least in the novel, Ian Malcolm's the only character from the original story that was in this book. Because you don't have Dr. Sandler, who was played by Laura Dern in the movie. You don't have Sam Neill's character, Dr. Grant. They're not in this movie either. No, we're not in this movie. In this book, and also in the movie. The only characters in the movie version that were there, and actually John Hammond was in there, because, like I said, in the movie he left, so he was there in the beginning, and so were Lex and Tim, the two kids in that movie. In this one, like I said, Lex and Tim and John Hammond characters were in this film, and Malcolm, who was played by Jeff Goldblum, he had to be like convinced to go, and he was, and pretty much for the rest of the novel. They try and get off the island for the rest of the novel, because everything naturally in the Michael Crime novel, everything goes into a disaster. First, it starts off as a good scientific, discovery, good scientific story, and then all turns into a disaster. That's what happened in this movie. Everything turns into a disaster. But for the last third of the movie, completely different than it was in the novel. What I mean is, at the end of the movie, they get off the island. Like at the end of Jurassic Park, same thing. Oh, it's like almost a similar ending to what this was. They get off the island. In the novel, they figured the ending would be too similar. I guess Spielberg, who directed this movie as he did the original, figured, oh, it's too similar for ending to Jurassic Park. It's going to be almost exactly the same thing. So we decided to up the action, up the drama, up the suspense by having them in San Diego. They get off the island and they somehow magically land in San Diego, California. And that's when this Tyrannosaurus Rex runs amok. That's because Sarah, the Julianne Moore character, has an egg of a T-Rex, a T-Rex egg. And of course the mother, his big mother, decides to come look for it and get it. And runs amok all over San Diego. And so it's chasing Jeff Goldblum and Julianne Moore all over the place. And of course, San Diego has the Navy there. They get involved and help out, and that's pretty much how the movie ends, by killing the T-Rex. I know, spoiler. But of course, when they land in San Diego, that's when they also camped up the humor element as well. There's one particular scene, and of course, these movies have been playing constantly on cable TV for like the last week. The hype of the new movie Jurassic World. I don't know if I'm going to go out and see it. I know eventually, but by this time next week, you're probably going to have people reviewing this movie all over YouTube. By this time next week. I'm doing this video like a day before Jurassic World will come out. So there's one. That's why I'm doing this video. The day before Jurassic World comes out. So like the scene I mentioned, they're running around all over San Diego looking for the Tyrannosaurus Rex. I said, where do I find this big dinosaur, you know? And this kid gets woken up in the middle of the night with this big thundering noise. Looks out the window and he sees the backyard of his house. And he sees this dinosaur in the house. Not in the house, in the backyard. So he gets out of the bedroom, goes downstairs where his parents are at, and he says, Dad, we got a dinosaur in the backyard. Naturally, of course, the typical parents, they don't believe the kid. And then, of course, the next time the kid looks out the window, the Tyrannosaurus, the T-Rex ate the family dog. Literally eats the family dog. I am not kidding. That's what I mean by upping up the humor and everything else in this movie. But this movie is definitely not as good as the original Jurassic Park film. Not by a long shot. The more movies they have made in the Jurassic Park universe, the worse it was getting. The worse it would get. The novel I liked. And saying to those of you who like these series, I suggest you read the 2 books that Michael McLaren wrote, and stick to those, and stick to those, and the original Jurassic Park movie. And say stick to that, and forget the rest. Forget the rest of the movies, because the second Jurassic Park movie is definitely not as good as the first one. I think 3/4 of the film I actually kind of liked, the Lost World, but all that stuff they have in San Diego never happened in the book. So that's why I never like when they add stuff to an actual novel, or take out stuff that was in the novel to make it a better story. If the kid was, it's one of my pet peeves. I know I mentioned in a bunch of my other videos, movies based on a novel. If they kept it straight from the novel and do it almost scene for scene, true, it won't be any surprises for those of you who read the novel. But at least it kept it consistent with the story with the books. But if they change stuff, or the last act of the movie was totally not in the book, I mean, to me, people are gonna make fun of it. And I didn't like the fact that they changed the ending and they added a whole bunch of stuff that was not in the original film. Not in the original film, the original novel, the original source material. But in terms of the film, it does keep the suspense a little bit. I know some of you will actually, especially if you see the two movies back to back, people are going to complain, say, oh, this is just a rerun of the first movie. Well, you can say the same thing for the third movie, which I might do a review on next. Do a review of the god awful, I do mean god awful, Jurassic Park 3, because that one is terrible, and I might do that one next as a whole separate video. But Jurassic, the Lost World Jurassic Park. If I were you guys, just read this sucker. See this. For those of you who don't know, who read on tablets, this is what's known as a book. Alright? See, look, pages, people. Look, see, this is a book. This is what we used to read. Now on stupid tablets, this is a book. Okay, those of you novices out there, this is what a book looks like. Okay, uh, read this and avoid the movie The Lost World. And with Jurassic Park, I suggest you read the book and then watch the movie for second. For those of you who haven't seen the movie, I suggest you read the book first. Then you see the movie, and then you can see what I'm talking about in these videos. On the review for this one. Well, like I said, maybe the next next video I do is for the third movie. Stay tuned for that. Please click on the video. Please rate it. Please subscribe to my channel, and please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. And also, you can check out not only all of my videos on my YouTube channel, but you can also check out some of my older videos on rallyc.com. That's RWDY, C.com. Check out all my videos there. Some of my older videos on there, as well as the Rally Reviewers videos on there. Christy Moore's videos with his TV trash and the Pure Pizza Guy, and also some of his other content, as well as the Wrestling Mark and some of the other content on his website as well. That's one of his contributors to his website. So check out everything on there as well. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.